intro.
Windy. Hey, is your audio good on yours? Hakeem? Is your audio alright?
Yeah, I'm just on record, bro.
What's up?
I don't like being rushed. These motherfuckers are like organized and now they come to fucking rushes and shit.
Yeah.
This shit.
There it is. And I got the same ringtone. There.
Yeah. I got this for you. My culture shop is actually bigger coming back here.
So you ain't got the thing to take that out?
Huh?
You ain't got the thing to take that out?
Take what out?
That noise. That noise. In the recording. You know, like when you like the you know, you can hear like a noise in the back, like the mic or something needs to be. You know how I'm gonna let you hear what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You,
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
like on some of my interviews, like okay, I can't. Fuck. I'll show you.
Yeah, show me.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm ready to go to move this. If we needed to move, I can just pick up and move.
It's up to you, bro. What you want to do?
It all depends on what they want to do. They want to start moving. It's not a big deal to me. I know you can pick up too. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why we should make it like an arrangement. Like when I
ready
move,
to go.
when I move, and then that give you a little time to set up. You feel what I'm saying? Because I got the footage already, so we all gonna combine all the footage anyway.
Myrtle Edwards Park.
Really serious because like I had enough time there because sometimes I was
Okay.
What's up?
What's up? All right.
Take my mask off.
Well, we're for a second, and then so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna come over, do an intro, and then you'll take it away.
Let us know who people are too.
All right. All right. This is Rainier Avenue Radio coming to you live from Myrtle Edwards Park in beautiful downtown Seattle. And we are at the Seattle HempFest 2020 online review.
Are we supposed to be recording? I don't know. Are we starting?
As we all know, coronavirus has prevented a lot of these institutional get-togethers this year, and so we're really happy to be able to bring you some of the same information and education that has always happened at HempFest for coming up on 30 years. I'm KZ, and I'm here with some show hosts on Rainier Avenue Radio. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
What's happening, you guys? 2 OG smoking weed. I'm your boy Bud Margins.
I'm Mr. Good Kush 89, the 2 OG smoking weed, love smoking it.
And then shout out to Rainier Avenue Radio for hosting our podcast. And welcome to Myrtle Edwards Park. And
That's right.
HempFest 2020, baby.
Come on, baby. You don't get
Yeah.
no better than that.
Okay, so go ahead and let the folks know what your show is about, and any relationship that you've had with HempFest thus far, and then I'm going to bring the founder over here to talk with y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Shoot. HempFest, man, I've been going to HempFest. I think I may have went to the second or third HempFest that they ever had. I performed at HempFest. That's how long I've been going there. I was in a band that performed at HempFest. But our show, you guys, our show is about smoking weed and bringing entertainment.
That's right. That's right. That's
what
all
we
we
do.
do.
You know?
And right now, we got that beautiful
You know what I'm saying? Puget Sound behind us right there. And we're coming to you live from one of the beautiful parks here in Seattle. You know, we're representing Rainier Avenue Radio live right now, your local community radio station. And this is Mr. Good Kush 89. Love Smoke, baby, with my boy.
It's your boy Bud Marcus. You can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
All social media
platforms.
That's right.
But what we do is we bring entertainment to you guys. We smoke different types of weed all the time, let you guys know the effects of the weed, and just really just bring you guys just sheer entertainment to hopefully make you guys have a better day.
Talk about life, community, sports, health, education. We talk about it all on our show.
Exactly.
Well, all right. And I have here with us the founder of HempFest, Vivian McPeak. Come on over and have a bench seat.
What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Bam!
Yeah, love Smoke, baby.
All right, Vivian, man. Let's start by introducing yourself to the people.
Yeah, I'm Vivian McPeak. I'm the executive director of Seattle HempFest. I'm a founder of HempFest. This is my 29th year with the organization. And we believe that adults in a free society deserve the right to make their own educated and informed choices on what they put in the sanctity and the sovereignty of their own bodies. And that those choices should be based upon truthful and accurate information, and that's what Seattle HempFest has been about for the last 29 years.
Okay, so let's go back to like how HempFest got started and where it got started. You know?
Yeah, the first Seattle HempFest happened at Volunteer Park in Capitol Hill in Seattle. And in 1990, we did a 6-month peace vigil occupation at Gasworks Park against the first President Bush and the first Persian Gulf War. And we did a lot of teach-ins and rallies there and stuff like that. And this guy decided he's going to put together a Washington State NORML chapter, National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. So we put together this big meeting there, and everybody showed up, about 40 people, and he was a no-show. And it was kind of anticlimactic, and this guy named Gary Cook was there, and he says, well, we got to do something. Let's do a hemp fest. And everybody's like, a hemp fest? He goes, yeah. And so that's really where the idea came out of. And we did the first one at Volunteer Park. I remember afterwards, we were like, dude, it was huge. There was like 500 people there. Little did we know that would grow into the largest cannabis event of its kind in the world, with bringing in at one point about 200,000 people.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days. I definitely remember those days.
I was going to say, not only one of the largest cannabis festivals in the world, but I mean, especially here in Seattle, just one of the largest as far as events, period. You know what I mean? As far as population and popularity, you know. And we have a lot of things here that we do here during the summer. I mean, even with the hydroplane races and stuff, and the stuff down at the Seattle Center, I forgot what it's called. Bumper shoot. And the others. And I said, you know, look at HempFest. HempFest is probably bigger than all three of those.
Well, you know, the only thing we're missing here today is 100,000 people and a bunch of stages and fences and generators and porta potties and freedom and stuff. But we think that we're the most socially responsible pot rally in the world as well. And that's why we're down here today cleaning the parks, even though we're not having a hemp fest physically, because that's what we would normally do before, during, and after hemp fest anyway. We always leave the park cleaner than we found it. So we got about 50 people down here today with trash bags and pickers, and it's kind of slim pickings because the park's pretty clean, but it's going to be a lot cleaner when we leave.
Oh, yeah. So talk about kind of like the struggles, because, you know, it wasn't easy doing this, you know, putting this up and getting it to where it's at. You know, it was a lot of hard work and I'm sure sleepless nights.
Permits and stuff like that, right?
You know, like, talk about that, the struggle. It was really to bring this to the people so that people can enjoy this.
Yeah, well, the Seattle Hemp Fest is a year-long effort. You know, it takes about 6 to 10 meetings with the Special Events Committee with the City of Seattle, and that's like every department. You're literally at a table, a big long square table with 20 different departments. The police and fire and port police and parks department and fire marshal and land use and construction, DCI, mayor's office, and they all got to sign off on every plan. And, you know, we've got a security plan, the bicycle plan, because the bicycles go through the parking plan, the Rothschild protocol, the first aid plan, you know, a load-in plan, and all that kind of stuff. and then we got to raise $750,000 every year to throw the event. It's a free event to the public, so it takes all of our business acumen to do that. And then we've got a core group that meets every month of the year, about 100 people, and then we have to fill about 750 staff shirts during the 10 days that we're on
There's a
site.
lot of work, ladies and gentlemen, that goes into this behind that. A lot of work.
Yeah, we're on site for 10 days,
Yeah.
building it and then running it and then tearing it down, packing it out, and cleaning it up. So it's a lot of gray hairs, you know. It's a non-stop anxiety attack for some of us, and there's 3 separate pieces of land. So there's 3 separate permits and 3 separate use agreements. All three entities that control this.
I'm trying to figure out the 24.
Seattle Art Museum controls the Olympic Sculpture Park. Seattle Parks Department controls this park. Port of Seattle controls that park. 1.3 miles. They've all got different pet peeves and different concerns. They all ding us financially in different ways and drain us and stuff. We usually pay about $10,000 to $12,000 just for broken sprinklers and cleanup, stickers and stuff removal in that park to the left of me. So it's a huge endeavor. And this year, of course, you know, we're trying to respond to the coronavirus and transition the mission and adapt to this crazy environment. So we're doing a big online event in October. Doing a little bit of a reveal tomorrow at hempfest.org, and just got to keep the mission going because we're not done. It's not legal yet.
One big cannabis community effort, right?
Yep, one big global cannabis community effort.
That's right. Love smoke, baby. Love smoke to that.
Wow,
It's plenty of 420 because that's the honey. That ain't funny.
plenty of 420. Plenty of 420. Like, in your role as far as, you know, HempFest, like, tell us more about, like, what your role has been.
Sure. Well, first of all, I signed the permit, so I'm the one that puts my name.
John
legally.
Hancock.
I sign the legal documents and stuff, so the buck stops here and all that stuff. Since the I'm kind of lucked out because since the beginning I started off as the MC of the main stage. The MC of the only stage beginning, and then at one point we had up to 6 stages. Last few years have been down to 3, and so I'm usually on main stage MC for the good majority of the time and stuff like that. But you know, I do part of running the meetings and all that kind of stuff. But we have a big crew and a wonderful board of 9 people that I'm on. I'm a board member, and so there's a lot of people that have a lot of responsibility in the organization. So we kind of spread it around, really. It's a big group effort, you know, kind of a group mind, and it's really kind of a shamanic mind journey to make it all happen.
Okay. And so the actual virtual HempFest is going to be when?
That's going to be October 10th and 11th at hempfestonline.org. And we're going to basically have a lot of the stuff that we have at Seattle HempFest, the education, the panel discussions, the speakers, and musical performances, and some interactive activities as well. It's going to be cool.
Right on.
Sounds great.
And I want to, if I could, bring Eric up real quick to talk about some sponsorship opportunities because COVID has put us $120,000 in debt, and we want to make it to our 30th anniversary next year. And there's ways that the community can support us, and there's ways businesses get their brands out. So if you don't mind, if I can have Eric say a couple words real quick.
All right, come on in,
Absolutely.
Eric.
We probably get some donations going out here. You know what I mean?
How you doing? I'm Bree Holmes,
That's
Bud
right, man.
Mike.
Mr. Good Kush 89, man. Tim Goodman.
Goodman.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me up
Two
here.
OGs and Rainier Avenue Radio.
Thank you all very much. Happy to be here.
Shout out Rainier Avenue Radio.
That's right. Love Smoke, Rainier Avenue Radio, your local community radio station.
Yes. Local community radio station. Y'all.
Thank you.
All right, so go ahead.
What I just wanted to talk about is some sponsorship opportunities for HempFest this year. Like Vivian said, we're kind of swimming in the red this year because of some of our commitments that we have that we're not going to be able to take the finish on. So we really need the community's help together around this. The good thing is, HempFest is now online and it's global, so the value proposition behind sponsoring is not only just a great cause, but a tremendous way to drive a lot of impressions and awareness to your business as well, in support of this good cause. So please feel free to visit our Patreon for membership or GoFundMe for a one-time donation. The QR code is listed right here.
For the show.
Come on, you guys, support.
Yep, support.
Support you guys.
Support.
It's important, you know.
Love smoke, community. Come on.
So
Love smoke to that.
Let's put out them nickels and them quarters and them dimes together.
That's right.
Because it all makes a difference. And let's support this and get HempFest back up and running like it should be, you guys.
Every little bit helps. And I do want to give one last quick shout out to our sponsors for the park cleanup today, Washington Bud Company and the Cannabis Alliance of Washington. Thanks very much.
All right, man. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Absolutely. Love smoke, baby.
All right, you guys. This is part of the Rainier Avenue Radio Community News, you guys. Shout out Rainier Avenue Radio. It's your boy, Bud Martins of 2OD Smoking Wade.
Mr. Good Kush 89. Love smoke, baby.
So our next guest is going to be
Amy?
Amy.
Come on over.
Amy's going to be our next guest, you guys.
Come on over, Amy.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Oh.
Good. Okay, so
Yeah, welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. Have you talked with us before in past years?
I don't think I have. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm usually at HempFest. I'm usually hiding at the corner.
All right.
what do you do?
So normally I work on the safety team, and so I am part of the mission in keeping this entire park safe.
Okay, absolutely.
And
It's dangerous without those people.
Yeah, well, so that's the thing is like even stuff like people that are having first aid emergencies and stuff like that, just having the fire department be able to get to them when the crowds are in a part of the park where it's really thick, because like obviously like in front of main stage you've got a ton of people there, and like how do they know? And so yeah, my team, we do year-round trainings. We're one of the only crews that does year-round training. And so now this last year I joined the board of directors, and I've been helping with some of the production, and also part of the kind of switching gears, because the train was on the tracks for 2020, and then all of a sudden the world changed. And I remember it was hard. We're just sitting in those board meetings going, oh my gosh, what do we do? And so I'm so grateful to have such a good team. It's like Viv was saying, it's a little bit of everybody helping.
That's right.
How'd you guys come up with the decision to go virtual?
I think it just comes back to our safety first motto. I don't think, in good conscience, we couldn't ask our volunteers to be here more than anything. We have to protect our family, and that's what these people are. We've been together for so long, and a lot of them are people that don't necessarily have a family just because they look down on their lifestyle and things like that, just because the cannabis isn't mainstream yet.
Do you think that people are gonna reach out and actually come on out?
I think so. I think we're working on a really big social media push that we're launching today to kind of reach out to everybody, even across the country and across the world.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Vivian mentioned it, but we had got some media partners in the UK. We've got media partners in Italy. So we're really excited to try and utilize this as a way to kind of go global and bring the cannabis topic up. Like, it's not scary. We've got cannabis saving kids' lives across the country and across the world.
Saved my life.
Yeah, and people just think they're like, what?
Yeah, I think mainstream America and media, they know about the cannabis industry. I think it's just one of those things economically that they, because they're kind of conservative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They sure are.
To say it lightly. And so, once we get them on because there are more of us who are liberal, and more of us that are just, with the flow kind of life, than there are of us now that are, uptight and, let's hold to this standard and, let's keep this over here and that over there.
Yeah. And we're really lucky to have that.
Yeah. So I think
people don't really know how lucky they are to be watching.
Yeah, well,
Right.
and that's part of our message too. Is now we are going to be able to have more opportunities for people in these states where cannabis is illegal and medical cannabis is illegal, where we can kind of reach out our hand to them and tell them this is how we do it if you want to do it too, because it's a community effort, and that community just needs to get bigger.
Yeah. And I mean, if those people are accepting to cigarettes, you got to be accepting, and that's the big bus right there. You got to be accepting to cannabis.
Yep, absolutely.
Cannabis is way better for you than cigarettes.
Absolutely.
So there it is. I mean, we could squash the cigarette game, period. You know what I mean? And we could nip a little a chip in cancer right there if we got rid of cigarettes.
Yep.
Period. I mean, but we know economics here. Yeah, it's money. Yeah.
It's amazing the economics game too, because there's so many great economic opportunities that they're good for the environment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. pros way more outweigh the cons.
So, besides that, is there any other thing that
Oh gosh, there's so many things, but they're all just a lot of the minute stuff people don't necessarily think about. You know what I mean? Like video editing in the middle of the night, all of the meetings. So many meetings.
That's cool. That's good. Well, I mean, that's interesting, and to see all the different aspects of what it takes to.
Yeah, it's a funny thing about HempFest. You could ask 10 different people what they do for HempFest and what HempFest is to them, and you'll get 10 completely different stories.
But we appreciate it. For sure, coming on and talking to us about it. Is there anything else you want to say?
Oh gosh, I think the only thing really is just help us keep going. Make sure you find that GoFundMe. I'll kind of echo what Eric said. Help us find that help us find the money so we can keep going.
Donate.
And it's so much fun.
Yes. Saving lives, great cause. I mean, donate. It's so much bigger than people think than the conservatives. I'll say this than just getting high. It's so much bigger than that. You know what I mean? So donate.
Well, and have fun with us saving the world.
That's right.
Yeah, because I definitely enjoy smoking weed and saving the world.
Right?
I enjoy that part of weed.
There's nothing bad about it.
That's right.
So you guys really help reach out and do what you can to make sure that HempFest is safe and ready to go for everyone next year.
We're excited to come back and bring on some big new things.
Yeah. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming down here too.
Anytime.
Thank you for keeping the park the way it is. And,
nice and clean.
Yes, and
I was wondering, what's the cleaning?
I know. There's not as much as normal. Thank God.
We appreciate it. So, I guess we're gonna bring Karen back on over.
18 to 35 minutes.
See if she's got any questions.
That's right. Shout out to Rainier Avenue Radio, your local community radio station. Shout out Rainier Avenue Radio.
That's right. And this is really great to be able to be here at Myrtle Edwards Park along the beautiful Seattle waterfront on this perfect weather day. And this would be our third or fourth time out here broadcasting from HempFest Live. And today what we're doing is we're having a memorial ceremony. Did you talk about that?
No, I didn't actually mention that. I wasn't sure if Viv had touched on it. We're having a memorial service at 420 for our merch booth goddess, Margaret. She passed away in February, and I think that's probably the hardest part of HempFest. Sorry, it chokes me up just thinking about it a little bit. Just because there's so many good people that come to us. Yeah, fantastic. She was a warrior. She was wheelchair bound, and still every single year she was here running that merch booth, just taking names. It's unfortunate that we've lost a lot of families these years, so it's hard, but we keep going, and it's great because we've got new people coming in all the time to kind of take up the mantle and keep us going where we gotta go. There is still so much work to be done.
For sure. Well, normally we have what we call the Summer of Festivals, where Rainier Avenue Radio is out in the community at the Rainier Valley Heritage Parade, at the Othello International Festival, and actually we just came from Big Day of Play at Rainier Community Center, and all of these events are happening virtually this year. And so we're really glad to be able to be here in person, and we are going to be carrying a broadcast tomorrow, and I don't have the title in front of me, but it is about Washington State legislation, and I think even nationwide, but in Washington State it's HB 2870, introduced and approved through Jay Inslee on racial equity in business owners and cannabis.
I never know about that because I'm up.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well, go ahead and tell us about your experience.
Which one of them are doubles you got?
Well, I mean, as far as me being contacted or why I get contacted.
Tell us the story.
Okay, so I used to own a medical marijuana collective called The Gang. And it was in West Seattle, White Center in North Seattle. And we were licensed by the state. It's a legit business. And the feds shut us down, basically. And they shut us down because we're African American. We followed every single rule. They tried everything they could, you know. But either way it goes, they shut us down because we were directly affected from that systemic racism that African Americans during that time put us out of the marijuana industry. Because you got to remember there was 3,000 access points at that time, and so it wasn't by chance that they just happened to shut us down. Right?
Yeah.
And so what they now do is now they have the social equity bill, which just passed, like she said. So I was contacted right before the COVID stuff about it and asked if I still wanted the store. I said, yeah. The thing about it is they told me to read the SB 70. I did the whole thing, and then I go, okay, yeah. So I call her and I go, yeah, I'll fill out the application. She goes, oh, we don't have the application yet. That won't be ready until the beginning of the year. And it's like, well, then,
hurry up and wait.
You know, like, why'd you send me this? And they said, well, there may be some done in December. We'll let you know. So they've contacted me a few times.
Yeah.
You know, and so I got to fill out the
So here's the funny part of this is every Monday of HempFest, pretty much every year for the last as many as I can remember on setup, the sprinklers happen to go on when the city tells us that we shut them off, so I think the city might just be saying hi.
What about right there?
We are good though, you know. We're in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
What about right there?
Perfect spot.
Yeah, I think we're in the middle, yeah.
Well, let's not interrupt the story.
So anyway, basically now we're waiting. You know, it's gonna probably be a little longer because of the COVID stuff. You know, I've been sitting in emails saying due to the COVID. But basically, the social equity program is they're gonna have like 30-something stores that will be available to be open, and X amount of them to African Americans that were directly affected, and they have the ability to open up the stores in Seattle. So that's what it is. But until it happens, you know, because and they also fund it for you, so they give you a grant, and you have to take a class which teaches you how to basically run your store, and but again, you know, I'll believe it when they do it. All right, you know what I'm saying?
We've been down there a few times to Olympia.
Yeah. So when they do it, okay. But until then, you know, I think it's just a bunch of
cautiously optimistic. That's how I roll.
So, especially when it comes to this marijuana stuff and African Americans being involved in it. I was directly affected from that. And Jenny Durkin, she's the one that did it. She's like, she was the federal prosecutor, and then she slandered our name, lied about our business, and then people start finding out that it was all a lie.
We all know how prosecutors are, right?
Yeah, people start finding out it was all a lie, right? And so it is what it is, but you know, so that's where we're at now. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make right what was wrong, even though you can never make that right.
No, absolutely. But at least trying to do something to acknowledge that life needs to do something and not just be complacent about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's so many, not so many, but there's a few stores in Seattle where I'm just ashamed they're even part of the cannabis industry. You know what I'm saying? They've just got these business tactics where it's like, what are you doing? Like, why is that even okay? But I think that word will come out on who those businesses are, and they'll slowly go away.
Well, yeah, because you know, the business is only going to be open as long as people are coming to the door.
Exactly.
So if you're making sure that people aren't coming to the door, then they don't have to.
Yep, exactly.
And the thing is, you just can't up the store.
Yep. Yeah, that's the trick. You can't just be like, well, fine, you don't want to come here, I'll open a new one somewhere else.
So hopefully next year, you know, at the beginning of the year we'll have our store somewhere here in Seattle, and you know, but we're also, you know, started our own man brand.
Yeah.
Just got the email on it.
That's so exciting.
Came on.
Yes.
So it's officially hemp every year.
Yep, every year. That's what I was saying.
She said, yeah, every year. So yeah, so
What was
that's
I saying?
Oh, we were saying how the sprinklers come on every year.
They usually come on at the middle. They're supposed to turn them on. They're supposed to come on in the middle of the night because you don't want to water in the heat of the day because the water's going to evaporate. You're supposed to turn them on when we move in. They always come on inside of our operation complex, man. We can have computers.
oh yeah.
There's a great YouTube video about it.
So we have traffic cones. Literally, it's happened every year for 20
Yep.
years. And we're like, well, they're all turned off. We won't have a problem this year.
Yep.
So we're covering the sprinklers with traffic cones and stuff as fast as we can.
My car's gotten a bath a couple times.
Everybody's sitting over there on the picnic table, and we're all standing here. What happens? Sprinklers come on at 3:30 in the afternoon.
It probably felt kind of good though, you know.
Oh, yeah.
With dash water, yeah,
And they'll
refreshing.
come on the cameras and stuff.
Yeah,
Good.
refreshing.
Awesome. Yes, we have a Gold podcast.
That's our
video.
Cool Mobility TV.
Mobility TV.
Shout out to
Mobility TV.
guys.
Love smoke, baby.
2OG Spoken Weed. Shout out to Rainer Avenue Community News.
Shout out to Rainier Avenue Radio, your local community radio station.
So,
Well, so, you know, before we broke off into your personal story with BG 2870 and being a minority license holder of a cannabis business license, so we are going to be tied into HempFest and their broadcast tomorrow at between 3:15 to 3:45. We will be hearing some more information about racial equity in the cannabis business. So be sure to tune in. That will be on our the Rainier Avenue Radio app, which you can get for free on Apple, Android,
your phone,
Google phone,
your home.
whatever you got, your
Whatever
smart
you got.
speaker. Hey,
Yeah, it just, all you gotta do is dash in
That's right.
RainerAvenueRadio.world.
That's
It'll
right.
show up, I guarantee it.
Yep, and our website, 24/7, you just go hit play and you can hear what's going on. And I mean, we have dozens of live shows that happen every week, and we stream those through Facebook, and then they land up on our YouTube, Rainier Avenue Radio. And, not only are we always out in the community, hashtag in the community, hashtag Seattle, hashtag live, out here, just trying to share what folks are doing. We cover so many topics. I couldn't even,
A lot of times.
We cover life.
And not only that, but in different
a lot
languages.
of topics,
you
yes.
know. They're not just in English. They have podcasts in different languages so that everybody in the community can reach. And I like that
and some
about
live
this.
shows too.
Yeah.
We have 2 Filipino focused shows that they are both in Tagalog and English, and they have one of the shows co-hosts the Phil Am radio show, which happens on Tuesdays live. One of the co-hosts has been zooming in from Australia because she was such a fan of the show. Yeah, it was great. And then they've got family and friends in the Philippines, so they give news locally in Seattle and then also from the Philippines. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got Philiam Journal Radio with Raleigh Colton. That is live Monday on Radio shows on RainierAvenueRadio.world/schedule. And yeah, you can catch the live streams on Facebook. But there's so many other shows too. Like we have just a wide variety of music shows. You are the bomb, Brandon. We have just a wide variety of music shows, and actually I am a co-host of a show as well, Mojam Mondays. And right now we're playing archived episodes. And Mojam Mondays is a live music event that has happened for over 6 years every week at Nectar Lounge in Fremont, Seattle, one of the largest venues in the area. And it's where the musicians
wonderful radio station. And if you check it out, you get hooked, and you'll be able to tell all your friends and share, because it's a wonderful radio station. Rainier Avenue Radio Community Radio Station. Check it out, you guys.
Yeah, it's a voice for everybody. And something major that I need to make sure that I share in case you are new to Rainier Avenue Radio and what we're doing, or you're interested, is since March 13th, we've been doing a weekly live broadcast titled Impacts of the Coronavirus on South Seattle and Surrounding Communities. And it's every Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. And it's hosted by our station manager, Tony B. And he has had guests ranging from elected officials, city council, county council members, mayors of Tacoma and Riverton and Yakima, and you can check our archives on YouTube and our video archives on Facebook as well, because those videos are out there. And we've talked to a number of so many community organizations who are working to support folks through feeding programs or providing services to children, or artist support, or advocating for music venues, to individuals that have been personally impacted by COVID, including songstress Josephine Howell, which we just had the pleasure of seeing at the virtual Big Play. So very happy to say that she's doing fine as a full-on face shield like you have as well. So yes, Impacts of Coronavirus, live Fridays, 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific time, live, so you can catch it on Facebook or, our app, our website. Always so many great shows and things going on. Just had a co-broadcast with Village Media and South Seattle Emerald on Black-owned media. Basically, in the scene today, in the midst of Seattle.
What's so funny is because I just hooked Tony B up with a Black media network that owns over 6 different cable channels up in just a whole bunch of them. I actually looked them up in the beginning, but yeah.
Well, when that happens, then we'll go ahead and make sure everybody knows about it.
Yeah. 1% because you said Black media.
Black-owned media. Yeah. And it's about the same thing as the cannabis licenses. I think it's about making sure that you've got voices represented at the table.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which was really it's really always been the point of people of color that want to get in any industry, is they just want to be represented at the table so that you can have the same opportunities to create generational wealth for your families. And that's really the bottom line. But with that, comes economic independence, and if they start letting African Americans develop economic independence, well, then that's the worst fear of America.
We talked about the cannabis industry.
I know that's a whole other topic for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll just give a percentage, 450 pot shops in the state of Washington, 87% are white-owned, less than 1% are African-American owned. This is what we're up against, this is what we're talking about.
And that will be also told to you tomorrow.
Right on. Well, I had met Joy, who is I'll have to let her tell the story.
Oh,
yeah. I don't want to be...
Joy?
She's a goddess.
Yeah,
she's a goddess.
She's the hemp goddess.
She's a hooper, too.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Joy, you want to come on over?
Come on, Joy.
I'll give you my gift butt.
Thank you. If I keep standing in your shot, I keep forgetting. I'm trying to focus on my sad little
Welcome to the show.
I'm so jealous of your room. No,
Mr.
for real, we should
Cook
shirt
you're
though.
on Rainier Avenue Radio, your local community radio station right now, and you're also interviewing with 2 OGs smoking weed.
Love it. Thank you. I've been
You
listening
can find
to
us
you
on
guys.
Instagram,
Well, if I could convince
Facebook,
you to so you have screen
YouTube.
printing or just
Okay,
access?
the interviews are great. You guys come check them out. Okay?
Thank you, Rainier Radio, for coming down to Hemp Fest and for everything
Man,
you do.
Rainier Avenue Radio, shout it out, man. They
So
do a lot.
Joy,
Yes.
bringing joy over here.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Tell us a little bit
Well,
about
you know,
yourself.
I dip
Well,
and
I
dab in a
really
lot of
wanted to make
stuff,
after I told you a
promotion
little
being
bit more
one,
about the most
content
humble man
creation
in the
being
movement,
another.
Vivian,
I mean, not at your
and
level
maybe
at all.
telling you a little bit about Vivian.
But what I
I'll
have
end
is
up telling you a little bit
relationships.
about myself.
Having
To
promoted Mojo
understand,
Mondays
you
for
know,
6 years
how
and being with the radio
modern
station
day
for 5
cannabis
and a
movement,
variety of other
which
things.
is
So
based and rooted
yeah,
in racism
like I know
and
people
prohibition
who
entirely
Right.
globally,
I
including
have
the United
stuff that
States was
I might need.
the international
his?
bully and remains the international
Yeah.
bully of prohibition.
We're working it.
But
And if you have
a
space,
book was
I
written
mean,
by a
live
man
streaming
named
is
Jack
where it's
Serra,
at.
may he rest in peace.
So
He was here
there's
for
not any
almost
reason that
every
we
single
couldn't
hemp fest
be
there was until he
potentially
died.
collaborating.
He wrote a book called Temperance.
All right. So where would I find you?
And that was, and that book was also edited by Chris Conrad, who's still with us today and very prolific. But that happened about 1988, and then the book itself and the information
Right.
started to be
So this,
spread
I don't know
to
why.
the Grateful Dead tour. So imagine the
My phone
60s
is
are
doing
over,
that.
the
This is my
70s are
backup
over, we're
that
into
I'm
the
on
80s.
like the Wi-Fi. So
But
let me
still
give
this
you
heartbeat,
mine,
this Grateful
and
Dead
then I
that
can
was
call you
filling
back.
stadiums
So,
and rolling around. It's like a traveling
all right,
circus.
my.
So this information
You want me touching your phone?
began to be, you know, really written down,
Alcohol later.
photocopied.
Okay, so I'm gonna
We
have
didn't
you
the internet back
follow
then. We didn't have
Rainier
cell
Avenue
phones.
for one.
We just had Xerox machines. And so you
Okay.
get these flyers. And I was at a
So
dead
I
show
run
in
that.
1990 and in
Follow
Massachusetts,
these other
and I got a flyer about
But okay, then mine. KZ Music
basically
Media.
about hemp. And that's when I first learned about this plant that had all of these environmental benefits, that had this deep, rich roots in history. Our very first cannabis law in the United States.
Okay, and then I am also, which I have it on hiatus right now.
So in any event,
but
it
we
sparked
see you.
me, and it changed my life in such a
.net.
way that I became a
So
cannabis
that is me
activist
as
right
well.
away.
We did a
And I
rooftop
opened
series
up a
on
hemp
the
store
Bank
in
building.
New
We got
York
a lot of press
State,
last summer.
and we started to
we're still
also
working on
have
developing that content
what
at a
we
time
would call
list.
hemp
Actually, would be
fest.
more
And they were
appreciated
just
now.
little gatherings, music, and anyway.
But
folks would
under
come
that
from
umbrella,
British
I have
Columbia to bring
large
their
vision.
weed to the East Coast.
And I like
And they
people
would
who
find
like
my
this, and I
hemp
like
store
people
was in Woodstock, New York.
different gap
And they would
areas
find
of that,
themselves
so-
to the hemp to the store, and they
Shit,
would
you
say,
should get my
oh,
number
they
then.
see a sign about a hemp fest. They say, have you met this guy? We're talking 1995, okay?
Right.
Have you met this guy named Vivian McPeak in Seattle? Because he's with this group called the Sea Seasons, and they're doing hemp fest in Seattle too. Now they were doing already.
Yeah.
Vivian came out
I will be
strong.
at a photo
Huge
shoot
hemp fest right here
where
in Seattle. Big music scene than we
I
had
will
in
be
New York
assisting
and
in
I went to this.
dressing up a very old
You
man.
know, brother.
I actually played on the stage.
Kind of
Main
famous.
stage.
His
I had a
name's
band.
You know, brother.
Self-made.
So I couldn't wait to meet this Vivian McPeak. I said, this is the guy, you gotta meet him, right? And so I went
Red
to
satin jacket and has
the
all of
Cannabis
these
Cup
instruments
in
that he's collected
Amsterdam, Holland that
around the
year
world.
in November, and that's
he's a
where I met
percussionist, so he's the only person at Mojo Mondays who's allowed
but
to stay
that
on the
man,
stage
you know,
all the
really,
time,
Dennis, you
play his
know,
wooden spoons
has
or his little frog or his little shells in a bowl.
not
And,
just this incredible
but he's a
movement,
character.
but
He's got
in
philosophy
organizing
on
people.
Chronos and
And
Kairos
that's
time.
the community at large. That's also of the 750 volunteers that eventually were necessary.
It's actually, it's not my project.
I was a volunteer a couple years. I got the shirt.
You know, honey.
No,
And there's
it's
many of us are
wherever she
able-bodied
went.
volunteers, but a lot of those 750 volunteers are people
That's my daughter.
experiencing homelessness, disabled people that felt, you know, disenfranchised, not useful, not a part of the community. And the Hemp Fest welcome all of, we need 750 volunteers, like welcome all of those different populations, and it's really this magical, I would call it a rainbow, an urban rainbow gathering in the city.
I shot the very first Hemp Fest documentary.
Oh my God, brother, thank you for
I shot
capturing
that.
it. Thank you for capturing that, brother.
I just remembered that too. I was like, you know what? I shot the very first.
Oh.
I remember that. I gave all the videos to Vivian.
Rion, thank you, Angel, for doing that. So, and I just wanted to make sure that, you know, that I got to just tell folks the roots here, because as we go through this transformative time, Hemp Fest is clearly transforming. The transition of the mission, you heard Vivian say, right? And so I don't know. We don't know what the future holds, but it's so important to hold that history of the cannabis movement here in the West Coast and how it's spread everywhere, and the amount of, I would say that, what do you say is the best form of flattery? Imitation is the best form of flattery. The amount of people that Hemp Fest and Vivian himself and the huge, incredible team that you can't do it without, inspired across the nation and across the world. It's And I just am grateful for Rainier Avenue Radio for coming today and capturing this yet some more, Brian, more of the history. Thank you, Mr. Cook.
Absolutely. You're welcome. No smoke to you.
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate, because it takes some effort. You're over on the East Coast, and even then, like I said, I've watched him Fest for so many years. I can remember bringing my children over and they were little. Now they were just coming on their own now. And, just, man, it's always been wonderful. I remember it was called the Hempfest Dog Show for a while. That's when I quit coming for a while.
Hippie's got dogs.
But these were pit bulls.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So then they made the rule that you couldn't bring your dogs,
Yeah.
Because, you have children and stuff walking around here.
Of course.
And so, that was better than, that's when I had little.
Right. No, they're just dogs to be disruptive. We love the dogs to be disruptive in general.
They have their place at certain times.
Yeah.
When you got big pit bulls, you don't have them walking around with thousands of people and other people.
No. And I think all of that kind of feedback and all of the decisions that Hempfest has made along the way to literally be a groundbreakingly safe event.
Yes.
I mean, their statistics are absolutely noteworthy and bragworthy. These are safety experts.
I mean, who wants to fight smoking weed?
No, well, and just injuries in general, can occur in big groups. And the statistics for injuries that occur at a Seattle Hempfest are just unbelievably impressive.
Because everything slows down. You're smoking weed, I come, and no one's in a hurry.
People are coming to have a good time, to soak it all in.
Nobody's running down that ramp. Nobody's running up that ramp.
Come on.
Nobody's running.
And chill.
It is a very slow-paced atmosphere, and that is where you're going to not really get the injuries. The most you're going to get is somebody heat stroke.
That's right.
Because they don't know how to drink enough water, and they just walk around this thing all damn day. But other than that, you're going to burn some calories, lose some weight, and have a good time, man.
Unless you're running to get to a stage on time, that's the only time you're running.
That's it.
And those of you that want
and they do have
to
carts to drive
want to
around
eat,
in.
you know what I mean? There are some. There are going to be some stands. There are
got
some
some good
stands.
food.
And one other quick, just demonstrative story I wanted to tell is that when we began to legalize hemp here, keep in mind, of course, in the state of Washington, medical cannabis 1998, adult use cannabis 2012, took us four years to legalize hemp in 2016. So we didn't plant our first legal hemp seed in the state of Washington post-prohibition until June of 2017. But in 2012, I decided, my kids at that point had both graduated from high school, and I said, I'm going to go back full force here, back into the hemp movement and organize. And so I was getting some photos taken of various hemp fibers and materials, and the gal at the photography studio said, she started telling me the Seattle Hemp Fest memories. She said she was in high school, this was years ago, and she said somebody put a hemp twine bracelet, or actually just took a piece of twine and tied it around her and said, listen, this is hemp twine, it's the longest, strongest fiber in the world, I want you to leave that on your wrist until it falls off. And she said to me, it took 2.5 years for that piece of hemp twine. She said, I left it on, I showered, I did athletics. 2.5 years later, it finally fell off. And, I get chills as I say it because hemp is really here to serve all of humanity's needs. Cannabis in all of its forms is here to serve all of humanity's needs. We're talking about human and animal nutrition, pharmaceuticals, body care, paper, textiles, building materials, biocomposites, industrial sealants and coatings, energy, fuel, batteries, nanotechnology. Somebody stop me. It is here for everything. And
keep going.
Oh my God. And then for her to, have that real world lesson in Seattle, and it was probably 1987 at the time when somebody tied that around her wrist. And, I just think of all of the incredible amount of information and empowerment, and let's not forget the voter registration booths that are such a huge part of Seattle Hemp that happens through HempFest, and really excited to watch how it goes virtual, because now even more people can take advantage.
Yes, that's going to be wonderful to watch. I think that virtual. I've been thinking about, I remember back in 1999, maybe 98, I was writing script for something that I wanted to do. And I kept saying, like, at some point, everybody's going to be able to do online. And this, and 27 years later, of course, to hear it.
I've been saying it 5 years since 1988. But at some point, it gives a little, and it's the light through those facts. And I think, another thing that I really want to see the cannabis community, as we still have obviously so much work to do, but I want to start to mix the movements here. I have been very involved in the protesting that's been going on the West Coast and in major cities. We're seeing training taking place all over for organizing people. I just attended the 4 People's Campaign militant nonviolent civil disobedience training with Reverend Sekou. And I really want to take some of the energy from the cannabis community and plug that into the Black Lives Matter movement, plug that into voter registration, and really getting the vote out. It is just more important than ever for people to understand the forces against the mail-in vote. And so I guess I'll take this opportunity to say, here's the minute you get that absentee ballot, people. Fill it in, find out where polling stations are, and drop it off physically.
We voted already.
If you're gonna mail, then what in the actual election when the ballot comes. When the true election comes. So to get those ballots, if you want to put them in the mail, mail them immediately. Otherwise, wait and bring them physically to a polling station. Postal workers all over the nation are actually advising that you don't put them in the mail at all, and they have some inside information as you know what's going on. So, but in any event, we want to take all of this beautiful people power organization energy from the cannabis community and really put it to work, build the momentum and work, what I would like to say, smarter and not harder on all of these movements we're all working on together. So.
That's my motto. Smarter, not harder.
Smarter, not harder. We can do it. It's easier and more fun.
So we appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on. Shout out Rainier Avenue Radio World. Boy, Bud Marty, 2OG, smoking weed.
Mr. Good Kush 89, love smoke.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, brethren, so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Casey?
Yeah.
Lady in the house, guys.
Hey. So it is Karen, but in real life, it's Casey. Just how it is. Man, it is such a beautiful day out here, and folks are starting to move to the farther north end of the park for the memorial for Margaret that Vivian was talking about earlier. Yeah, but our coordinator friend Amy over here just introduced me to Stacy, and I guess this is her second HempFest, so we're going to talk to her for a couple of minutes before we take you on a ride down to the memorial at the other side of the park. Yeah. All right, Stacy, come on over.
Hey, welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio, your local community radio station.
There we go.
All right.
Hello.
So how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Good.
So this is your second HempFest?
So my boyfriend got me into it. He volunteered for, this is his 13th year, I believe. And I've always been a huge marijuana advocate. Obviously, I used to Wake and Bake show that was sponsored through High Times, which is pretty fun.
Yes, I would have to say so.
Yes. And so last year he brought me on, and I kind of felt like I was going to be useless, to be honest, because we do night safety. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a chicken. Like, I am afraid of everything, okay? Like, I got some mental illness, like, it's rough. So I'm like, what am I going to do at night besides cry and run? Like, and I can't really run. So he brought me on. Luckily, it worked out to where I was able to basically do some, like, admin type stuff during the night, which other people get really bored just sitting somewhere. Whereas put me in the box, because I'm safe in the box, and I know that, and I can listen to everything going on. And I fell in love. I slept for like 7 hours in a 4-day span, and I've never been so tired in my life. My voice was gone by the end of it. Like, it is an experience I can't even put into words. Besides, it's love, it's beautiful, you meet family, like, everybody rocks. It's such a good organization.
Yes, I mean, man, it's a wonderful organization. So you guys, you know, reach out, you know, put your nickels, dimes, quarters, dollars, $5, $10 together, and you know, it helps sponsor and keep HempFest going, you guys. You know, I think it's more than just I think it's almost like an obligation. You know, I think that we should because it's for the health of us as humans. You know, this instead of pills any day.
And you know, weed is one of those things that brings people together.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? It's one of those things, you know, and that in itself is a beautiful thing.
It does. I'm a firm believer. That because I smoke pot with my kids. You know, they're over 20, but we're real close.
Did you catch that we were about to migrate?
They don't have to hide. You know, they never have had to hide the fact that they were smoking pot from me. And you know, I learned that from a family I grew up with. You know, there was one family they were destroyed over it, and another family they were closer because of it.
Yeah.
I chose to go to the latter, closer because of it.
Good for you.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I just think it's, you know, like I said, the worst thing you're worried about at home when you're smoking weed is somebody running in your hide when you want that.
Right, or eating your munchies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, it's all good.
No, I absolutely agree. I am actually 13 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
And if I didn't smoke, I wouldn't be able to eat. I'm so nauseous all the time. And
Yeah,
so,
but that is part of being pregnant.
oh, it is. It is. Yeah, I know. Let me tell you, I know.
I've been there 4
But-
times just in case y'all didn't know.
It's my first one. Man. No, and
I got the symptoms. I'm about to throw up in the shit. I was throwing up in the morning. I looked at my wife and go, "Are you pregnant?"
Yeah, right.
Oh.
My boyfriend's trying to match the belly with me, so you know.
Oh, well, I did once, but never again.
But yeah, it does. It helps with so many different things. And like you said, it's better than taking pills.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Way better. Well, shit, you guys. So, you know, shout out Raider Avenue Radio. It's your boy, Bud Marshall, Joe G, Smoking Weed.
Mr. Good Kush 89, let's smoke.
Shout out Mobility TV. You guys, we're about to go to a celebration of life ceremony. And so, I want you guys to, you know, come with us and, you know, celebrate the life of this lady that we're talking about.
Margaret. Absolutely. Smoke for Margaret, guys.
That's right, light one for Margaret.
You know, we are right now.
There you go. What was your experience with Margaret? I actually have not met her. I only got to see her online through.
For Margaret, you guys.
There you go. Yep.
All right, so we are going to migrate.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right,